The most important things for all PV system installations. We know everybody loves zip ties, but the problem is they just don't last that long. So here we figured out a couple solutions using all of our wire management solutions, like the TC wire clip that goes on the top channel, the hay clip which goes onto the side of the rail, as well as our Omega clip that goes into the side of the rail into the T-bolt channel slot. So here's some examples of wire management that we figured out using all these tools and not using zip ties, so that you can transition wires into the rail channel, out of the rail channel, connecting to your MLPE, and using the optimizer or microinverter mounting kit that goes with the Crossrail system as another solution for wire management. So check out this video on how to mount N-phase and the trunk cable, and also solar edge going into the rail channel and transitioning to your equipment. With N-phase, you have a trunk cable. So a good tip is running the trunk cable into the rail channel using the microinverter mounting hardware to secure the wire trunk cable into the rail, and we can stage these across or install them right away. But just to show you, we have our marks, and now here we have our mark. You can put in the microinverter, install it, and we've already secured our wires into the rail channel. This drop goes into the microinverter, and we could repeat the process. You have a good bend radius here going into the rail channel secured by the hardware, and you can repeat this over to each side. The last step is you make sure you don't have too tight of tension on here. You want a bend radius about 1 inch to make sure that loops around. It's secure in the rail channel. The last step is using a TC wire clip where your wire is transitioning out of the rail to secure it in place all the way across. So naturally you're going to put your module into this microinverter, tie those up, just pick up any loose wires. The TC wire clip is designed for the Crossrail system to do exactly this. When your wires are transitioning out of the rail and into an MLPE, back into the rail, now you're secure. You're using the microinverter hardware to hold it in the rail channel. You're not using zip ties. You're using a manufacturer approved, designed for the Crossrail system, TC wire clip, into the microinverter, back underneath, and so on all the way down.
These Solar Edge optimizer leads are a little bit lengthy, so I found a good way I like to do it, but first let's lay these out where they're going to go. So we already have our rail marked out. Now we're just going to stage them in place where they're going to land. And then I'll come back around and manage the wires. The easiest way I found to manage these wires, since they do have a little bit of length to them, is to bundle them up behind the optimizer. So, for example, let's say I want to end my positive home run on the left side of this array here. What I'll do is I'll wrap this around. This is the male head, MC4 head, positive lead of the optimizer. I'll wrap it once and wrap it twice. And now I have it sitting on the left side of the optimizer, ready for my positive home run. I'll take the negative and just wrap this around one time. So now I have some range, I have a little bit of length so that I can reach the next optimizer. Now I have this bundle in hand. I take the optimizer mounting hardware, put these wires in capture them in the rail channel, and the hardware will actually capture those wires so they're not going to go anywhere. Keeps everything nice and tight. You have a nice bundle. and now you're using the hardware itself as a clip for the wires. Now that I have my optimizers all set, I have nice wire bundles beneath each one, keeping them nice and tight. I have each negative lead running to the next optimizer, ready to plug in and make the connection. And I have my home run wires ready to go on either side of the array. We're going to be using two different wire management clips for this install. I have the Heiko Sunrunners. I'll plug this in, and this is going to act as a basket on the back side of the rail. Snaps on and captures the wire on the back side. The reason you'd want to do that is because you don't want to have these MC4 connect where they actually connect inside of the rail channel. It's okay to have the lead wire in there with the sheathing on there. Just where the connection is, you don't want to have that sitting in any water. Then you add the TC wire clip, and that's going to secure the wire from the top channel where it pops out of the rail. So we have another wire management clip option from K2 called our Omega clip. And this has two prongs on either side there. You squeeze it and then it'll sit inside of the T-bolt channel on the front side of the rail. Put the wire inside, squeeze, and it sits just like so. One on either side of the connection. And then you can bring your wires back inside of the rail so that these don't dangle down with our TC clip.